Everyone. Today we're going to talk about how to compute functions with arrays and actually how to pass arrays as a argument in a method. So this program is going to take some values from the user and accept it as an array and compute the basic statistics functions like average, minimum, maximum, range, variance, and standard deviation. So the first part is I'm just going to create my class where I'm going to define all my methods or functions. So in here, I'm going to, this is a method for the square root, and the square. So I'm taking a variable, a double variable x, and I'm going to return it x times x. And I could easily use math.pow, and that will work the same exact way. So in this case, I just use it to show to passing an argument to in the method and using the argument to compute a calculation. The next one is finding the mean of the array. So you have a method called getMean. The argument for that is the double array, an array with a double type, and I just call it n. So in here, I like a double total equals 0.0. Then I'm going to use a for loop where starting at the zeroth, I equals 0, and as long as my I is less than the size of my array, and the size of our array is found by using the dot length method. I'm going to add whatever I enter to my total, and to find the mean, I'm just going to take a total divided by the size of the array, so n dot length. The third one is get variance. So in here, get variance double, again, the same array that, where my values are stored. I'm going to pass that as the argument. And the case I'm going to say double x bar or mu is I get mean. So whatever answer you get from here, that will be. So I'm just calling the method in and passing n as my argument. Then I have a variable sum squared. Again, using a for loop, I'm going to add my this calculation, the x bar minus the individual array value, the host that times itself. The sqr, the squared method from the earlier, I'm using right here. Then I just return divided by the length of array, and that will give me my get variance. And since I have variance, I also have standard deviation. And same thing as earlier, I'm just passing the array, and I'm just gonna take the square root of the get variance method to get my standard deviation. Then I have get mean and get max, and they both have almost the same um, method. I'm going to just say double min or double max and assign those values to the very first array. So in this case, my array is n, so n of 0. Then for the min, I'm using a for loop, I'm just going to compare each element to the minimum value. Since my minimum value is, at least I initialize with the first array, so I'm just comparing. Is that one smaller than that? If it is, that becomes my new minimum value. If it's not, it's going to test an next one. So once the minimum value is found, I'm just going to return it and same things for max. I also have get range. So basically the range would be the max minus min. That's the idea behind all these computations in this using methods and passing an array. And in my tester class, I have, I'm going to import Sky class and the IO class. Actually, I don't even need to use higher class. I just did it if I was going to do some string manipulation. In this case, I didn't. So I have in num double, and I'm gonna store call an array called scores and use as a data type double, and I'm gonna how many numbers do you have? And that whatever I enter will become the size of my array. Then I enter the information, and in here I'm just using the stat function class, and I'm going to name it stat as my new object of the class. Then here I'm just going to print out the average, variance, and deviation, minimum, maximum range, and I'm just going to call stat dot whatever method that I need. So let's run this. It's building, and so okay. So how many numbers do you have? I'm going to use 5. Okay, I'm just going to 1 through 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The average is 3, the variance is 2, the standard deviation is 1.4142, minimum is 1, maximum is 5, the range is 4. So I hope this helps you understand how to pass an array as a argument in a method.